Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. Before we begin, I have a...
I'm sorry, Mike, you're just gonna have to...
Yeah, and let's...
They should be able to hear you after that. Yeah, should be good to go.
All right, very good. All right, so we'll retract and I'll start again, and apologies for those that have listened twice. So good evening, and welcome to the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals, the meeting for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. Here to call the meeting to attention. I've got a couple of housekeeping items to cover before we begin. So this is an open meeting of the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. Is being operated in a hybrid format under Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by telephone, dialing 1-646-749-3112 and access code 944-571-349. Or by joining by computer by visiting https://global.gotomeeting.com/join/944-571-349. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body and are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to go and follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, my name is Michael Marin, the acting chair this evening of the Zoning Board of Appeals, and permit me to confirm that all of my board members and persons anticipated on the agenda participating remotely are present and can hear me. So members, when I call your name, if you could please respond in the affirmative. Richard Cussy.
Present.
Lauren Chicolo.
Present.
Megan Roche.
Present.
Caitlin Bush. Ryan Garabedian.
Present.
Okay. And then town officials that are participating, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Alvareca. Excuse me, Jesse.
I'm here, but I just put into the chat to see if everyone can hear us, and they cannot. So we're having more technical difficulties.
Okay. So should we put this on pause until we can get that organized?
That's a good idea.
Okay, very good.
And it's unmuted, everything's on.
I'm seeing 5 participants, unless one of those is a town hall. 5 participants remote. So if you could please bear with us while we work through these.
Yeah. It's not muted on the laptop.
Why don't you talk to him, Chris?
I can take it, yeah, nothing is muted on the laptop, Chris. You're talking about the one up top, right? I mean, this one. Yeah, nothing's muted up there. Yeah, mic's on. Yeah, I can log out.
And try logging out and logging back in.
Okay. Yep, okay. All right, do it. Try to restart it from up here.
Okay.
I get to be the IT guy. Love it. Can the remote attendees hear us now? Well, I mean, if they could hear me, they'd be responding. Yeah.
So while we're waiting to pull this up, I do apologize for those that have attended and attended on time tonight. It's really important that we get this up and running because based on open meeting law, we have to have this heard and recorded correctly. Otherwise, we'd have to suspend the meeting. So we're hopeful that we can bring this up so that you're all here for a good reason and not having to repeat this.
Mike, do you want recess to come up on the thing? If I shut the sound off, that means Jesse can't.
Why don't we, yeah, that's a really,
Recess on the thing.
that's a really good idea.
Yeah, but the sound will still be on. I think Jesse has to have the sound.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that,
No, yeah, that's absolutely fine, so that we can flush this out.
Did someone type in the chat last time and say, no, we can't hear you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, somebody did.
Yeah.
Is that person on right now, or you don't? know?
Yeah, I believe it was,
This guy?
yeah,
Ian?
Ian,
Ian?
whoever that is.
Oh, yeah, I am. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah,
But they're not saying no either, so you don't really know.
yeah, exactly. Considering the way the last few meetings have gone. I
At 6
feel
o'clock
it's
Thursday,
not-
so in Boston, so it was kind of tough.
Remind me again where you're going.
Suffolk Law.
I'm not sure, to
Do
be
you go to
honest.
any of the, do you have to go to any of the other meetings?
I do the Concom ones, but I do them in the other room.
Oh.
I never have problems in there,
That's
but
different.
you kind of need the bigger
Bigger
room for
space.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I should be back for a little while.
How much
It's
longer
just weird that no one's replying, like,
after this one?
Yep.
Oh, I left it over here. I thought you would grab it. I mean, I don't know if he has any other ideas. I started the meeting from the right laptop, the audio's on. That's,
I'll call him and tell him,
yeah,
maybe if he comes here.
yeah, maybe he has an idea, I don't know.
Jesse, if worse comes to worse, could one of us dial in on our phone? That way, our phone speaker is what they're hearing, and we put a microphone down to our phone so that everyone else can hear? Or is that not allowed? Okay.
It has to be a good enough recording where people can go back, and that's
Yeah, that's not that good, yeah. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, it's a fair question.
Yeah.
It's a good
It's a good try for a workaround, but what that would actually cause, because it affected it in a previous meeting, is that will provide feedback so that the audio will actually
Yeah, I
be
can give that a
muffled
shot.
by
I
those
can
at
even
the
try
house.
from just down the hallway.
And it'll knock out the meeting.
he's gonna, oh, somebody said no. Okay. He's gonna go down and see, call and see if he can hear.
Here's our IT guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He
this-
fixed it last time.
This poor guy. This poor guy, the one night he doesn't
I
come.
know it.
He's super nice.
Cut it out.
Every group needs a wizard.
Yeah, he's ours.
Last week, I think we did about.
For which meeting?
Last.
Up where the entire commission sits. Yeah.
Small cars now.
Oh, for the town? Truck they got me. All the cars are small except for the truck that they got me.
I'd see it if it went down to the highway department to be fixed, because
Well, it looks just like the other
Said
one.
hear him,
They don't know how to work on them.
so I don't know what that means.
I know. And that was Ian. Hey, Rich? Rich? He's over there.
he's not them.
Is he not there?
Chris is dialed in right now. He can't hear anything either.
Oh, he can't.
Yeah, so he's one of the people in the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, we just, Ian had got back and said, hear him.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh, Chris might be talking to Rich.
The reason I asked is because somebody went by the house the other day, and I didn't catch who it was. And
Okay.
Small cars. But there's 2 or 3 of them now.
Sound off, and let's, yeah, Rich, let's go with sound off and just put on recess. Let's do that. Let's do that.
The whole department.
Thank you.
has to be subject to the same open meeting law that we are. I mean,
Can anybody hear us in the meeting?
oh,
Switch to your new speaker, so yeah, we want to, I think, yes, we want to activate that.
Oh, wait.
is that heard ECTV?
I think that was Chris when he was logged in remotely, though.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
What's the number for this meeting?
To join by phone?
No, by computer.
Access code,
Right here. Oh, no,
Yeah,
944
944
571
571
349.
349. All right. That's good.
Like screen name. Yeah, you're right.
if only that was the one that mattered. Yeah,
I know, the one person he can hear.
yeah.
All right, can you turn that microphone on again? That shows it as off here.
I think he's talking. Are you talking to Rich or are you talking to us up
You
here?
guys,
That's off.
turn it on.
That's on.
It's reading off here.
It's off. It's on now.
It's on.
It was on when you originally asked.
That's why I checked with the abutters initially, because it's showing as off over there, but it's been on up here the whole time. It is weird, I don't know. It's always a new problem every week.
Where's the, it said,
Should be reading on.
it said podium.
Can anyone in the meeting hear us?
Fair enough.
Should we type again? Like, can you hear us
Yeah.
now? I know. Hopefully. Yeah.
Is audio working now? I guess that's the answer to my...
That was from before,
Yeah.
before you got here. Mike's gonna type again.
Can you hear us now? I guess that's a no.
And Rich says the sound is back on, obviously, right? Because he had shut it off.
It is.
That's very strange.
That's not cool.
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, my
Hey,
headache.
John, we got an emergency at the Selectmen's Room. Can you log into the,
It's view meeting.
to the Deus laptop? We cannot get
This
the
is a real
audio
person.
out into the meeting. Go to meeting. No, we've restarted the meeting twice. No, we didn't restart the computer. All right, get out of the meeting, restart this computer.
Okay. Yep.
Just gonna restart this laptop.
Okay.
Not just the meeting, but the whole laptop. We're gonna restart it now. Okay, so hold off, we're remoting in until it's... Zoning Board of Appeals.
It's in the past, I don't want to hear about it.
See what happens.
And John, the number to log into the meeting will be 944.
$6:30 already? What's the cutoff time?
Well, the cutoff time starts after we figured out that there's nothing we can do. That's it? Okay, we'll get that right. The machine is still restarting, so there'll be a little bit before you can remote into it.
When can we disband
Liz?
remote meetings?
Hopefully very soon. That's something I will definitely be bringing up.
I mean, I know it's not you, but,
No,
or the
No, and I
town
mean,
even,
if one of us
but,
had COVID, we wouldn't come.
yeah,
If you didn't feel
Yeah.
good, you would stay, there's enough of us that, if one of us was sick, we'd stay home.
All right,
I
computer's
think it's
back.
reasonable that if you're gonna be doing work and business in town, you can come in person.
We'll have John remote into the computer and do all the setup.
okay,
And most
Great.
people do, I mean, most.
Yeah, exactly, the vast majority of
accept
candidates.
his, or can he just do it?
No, he'll take over, taking control of the computer.
All right, great.
Fancy.
We're trying to be selfish. I'd much rather be in my office with a cigar
Rich,
and talking to all you
Rich,
people.
mute the mics.
Both?
Yeah. Kill house audio and mute the mics. Watch what you say. Your mics are hot and we're live. The Elgato's working.
Justin, how do you pronounce your last name? Averka.
Nothing fancy, you know.
I keep wanting to put an L in
Oh, yeah.
that, but
Love
Averka.
I'd see, it's working. Why don't you call in? Okay, bring up house audio. Okay. Check one.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Okay, thanks a lot. Oh, before you go.
All right, we're in business.
You can cheer, it's okay. We're excited too. Thank you.
There it is.
Yeah, I guess we're good to go.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. All right. Richard, we're live?
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, thank you for your indulgence, and I am glad that we get up and running. So, if you'll permit me to go through a few housekeeping items. Good evening and welcome to the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. So, the meeting is, the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals is being operated in a hybrid format under Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. Public can join the meeting remotely and hear us by telephone by dialing 1-646-749-3112 and access code 944-571-349, or by joining by computer by visiting https://global.gotomeeting.com/join/944
This conference will now be recorded.
571349. All supporting materials have been provided to the members of this body and available on the town's website. Public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. And as a preliminary matter, my name is Michael Marin, the Chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Permit me to confirm that all my board members are present in anticipation of the agenda and participating this evening. So members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Richard Cussy. Present. Lauren Chicolo.
Present.
Megan Roche.
Present.
Caitlin Bush. Ryan Garabedian.
Present.
Town officials, employees participating, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Averka.
Here. So then why did-
Gary Allard. Here. Please note that each vote will be taken this evening. It will be conducted by a roll call vote. And this meeting is being recorded by the Auburn Cable Television.
Was the speech?
I need to ask, so is anyone in the audience recording this meeting? Okay, confirming that no one's recording. If there are applicants participating remotely, I ask them to state their name and address as if they were attending in person. So we have 4 hearings this evening. So the first hearing, timely at 6 p.m. scheduled, applicant Quality Worcester requesting a special permit under section 3.2.2.1 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to construct a 2-family home on property located at 7 Maria Ave, Auburn, Mass. Map 11, parcel 145. Is the applicant present? Okay, before we begin, sir, just a matter of housekeeping, one final, is that we have our chairman, Robert Tatro, is absent this evening, and so I'm going to bring forward our alternate. Caitlin Bush isn't attending the meeting this evening, so I'm going to ask Ryan Garabedian to step forward as a full voting member this evening. Okay. Well, good evening, sir. Can I have a motion to open the hearing?
Motion to open.
Have a second?
Excuse me. Do we have to open the hearing? Wasn't it left open and continued?
Mr. Chicolo, you're absolutely correct. Although it doesn't state on the agenda, this is a continued hearing, so we don't have to open it. Thank you for the point of order. So, sir, if you could state your name and tell us what you're trying to accomplish, please.
Joe Goodman, I'm just trying to get a special permit to build a two-family residence on 7 Maria Ave.
All right, and before I open it up to the board members for questions, I know that we met during the last meeting. Are there any developments from the last meeting that you were requested to take back?
I mean, so based on comments from other people at the meeting, I changed the design of the house to make it shorter by about 4 feet, which I submitted plans to y'all. I have another set here if you didn't get those. And to make it more conducive with the neighborhood, I went by, there's about, from where it comes in off of Rockland Road, there's about 55 houses in all of the roads that lead in and out of there, and 41 of the 55 houses have some sort of second floor to them, and are more like a dormered cape, which is the design that I changed it to look more like everything else in the neighborhood. So, other than that, I don't know. I believe that was one of the main concerns, so, was the height, so.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll, are there any abutters this evening that wish to speak on this hearing, either present or remote? Okay. Sorry, if you're going to address the board, if you could come to the microphone, please. Excuse me, Jesse?
Yes.
This session has just ended.
Well, we can't really continue the meeting then. Chris already leave?
I assume, yeah.
I don't even, at this point, I feel like we're gonna get another complaint and we're just gonna have to redo it.
Cisco's.
Richard, if you could put us on pause. Yeah, please. Thank you.
So muffled.
Okay, thank you. Ian and caller 1, could you confirm that you can hear me, please? Is this coming through?
No, not at all.
Jack is back.
It was, we got on for 5 minutes at 6:30. It seemed like it was working, and then it just booted us out of the meeting.
Chris was here. and he just left again.
Okay.
So I went
Jack's the guy that
Yeah,
Chris
Jack's the
called.
guy.
Right,
Okay,
yeah,
that's what,
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't sure of his first name.
It looks like Jack is back on.
Hi, Jack, I see that you're back in. Can you hear me?
Oh,
He said he can, but it's like kind of robotic, like he can't really understand anything, but some sort of audio is going through, I guess.
Okay,
that's what
thank you.
happened last time. It's like very echoey. Well, I think
Can try to
that
pick
was
something
the
up from it.
problem before, that's why they complained, is they couldn't hear, because it's like
Right.
so echoey. So, I mean, to go through the rigmarole, I mean, I'll do whatever we,
You've got to get rid of this remote stuff.
yeah. Or we gotta find out what Todd says about if the video, if the audio
yeah,
doesn't go
and
through.
just put a disclaimer.
Then too bad.
That would be ideal.
I will email Ed Cantorits tomorrow.
That would,
I'll
that-
copy Bob Tatro, because I think I can't copy everybody,
Yes.
right? Because it's like violates
yep,
whatever.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great to drop that and do a disclaimer like that.
And it might be,
Jack said, one of the guys in the audience knows Jack, so they're texting. Jack said, yeah, you can hear,
Callers online, can you hear me?
We still don't have an as-built, so we still don't even know where that foundation
yeah.
is.
which is.
That's what at this point,
I'm hearing it's garbled.
I'm just worried it's gonna be the same thing like happened in February, and I would hate for you guys to
Do
have
this
to,
whole thing all over.
yeah, waste even more of your
So
time.
what do we do? Do we postpone to the next month, or do we hold a special?
I don't know, I mean, Darlene is grabbing her phone, they're gonna call John again.
Do we do 2 weeks from now, or do we make everybody?
Yeah, we could do an expedited one.
I would,
If you guys aren't opposed to that.
I would be
No,
fine with doing an yeah.
To make them wait another month is.
It doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Downhill.
I'd
Sorry with you guys.
I'd be fine to disband it.
Stumps down there, he has land disturbance permits,
You know what, though? 2 weeks from today,
10,000 square feet.
which I'm not gonna be here, but as long as you have everybody, it's just, that's a tough,
Yeah,
tough meeting night. Chris is coming back.
Yeah,
How good, how are you?
I was just saying to them, I think,
Hardship for not having enough land, that's a variance, right?
yeah, we're 45 minutes late, we just cut out in the middle of the meeting. So I don't think that introduction or anything is like legally standing.
If you realize that he knows what,
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna tell her. Yeah.
Darlene's here. No, I mean, she's here, right?
Yeah, yeah, she's here, yeah.
So
Yeah, she's
she can
here.
make a call.
Anyways, like, so like,
Yeah.
Do you do all the other meetings?
no, I do some of them. Another friend of mine does, Alice does that.
Does this always happen in here?
This happens in this room all the time, quite often.
I wouldn't, all of my, our
Hello?
Elaine Coyle.
Yeah, I'm working, I got to call John to have him remote into it. There's nothing I can do. John, this is an IT thing. So I was just calling John Hornak to get him to remote into the machine and see what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
It's not looking good for the home team.
it's not working.
Hello.
Another emergency, the audio's garbled.
Garbled?
Yeah. I've remoted into it and, no, I'm in the GoToMeeting and it's just really,
everybody. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. We are trying to work through those. Appreciate your patience.
It could be even high school kids doing something, and it gets blamed.
I don't think so.
Good.
I see Chris working on it.
Yeah, Chris is here.
I see him. He's working. Can you guys keep talking? We're trying to figure out why the audio is garbled. Yes, Chris,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm having the same problem over here. I can't make any words out whatsoever.
I can hear you fine, so it's not.
I can hear you fine.
It's not in the go-to-meeting. It's something in between.
So will you have the ZBA guys talk? The ZBA mic?
Yeah, actually, I had, okay, let me do that. If anybody at the ZBA meeting can hear us, can you talk?
I can hear you.
One of the microphones?
Hi, this is Megan. We can hear you perfectly without any jarbling.
All right, you're still garbled.
Okay.
Did you hear that, John?
I did.
Yeah, I could hear that. That was terrible. That's all I'm hearing. I don't even know it's been what I've been missing.
John,
I'm checking stuff right now.
okay, you're remoted into the laptop itself?
This conference will now be recorded.
ZBA, can you speak now?
Hi, it's Megan.
We got you.
Yeah, it sounds so much better.
Can everybody else in the meeting hear them?
I can hear.
You sound crystal clear on our end, Chris. This is Darlene.
Okay?
Hello?
All right, John, can you?
Be all set.
Okay. Don't go to bed early tonight, John.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Jack, this is
All right,
Michael.
good luck.
Can you hear me okay?
Chris,
Yeah,
can you
we hear
hear?
you.
Yes, it's still clear?
It's all
Yeah, I can
turned
hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jesse, do you have?
up. All right,
Get that
good luck.
on your end?
I mean, I can sign it. I don't really know how that works with, do we need to reread the script and everything now?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I
You
would
start,
say start
yes,
again.
you start
Yeah.
right from the beginning.
Okay.
Yep. Do you have the script?
Yeah.
I do.
You
Third
have
time's the charm.
it. All right, so yeah, we'll just start like we're starting fresh and it's already, session is being recorded? I think I heard that.
Right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Rich, are you good?
Yeah. No, we just need, I'll go over there for a second.
Jesse, you good?
Yeah, I just need to make sure we're recording it, which I'm gonna start it over here, and hopefully it will work. Oh, it's already recording, okay. Yeah, for the 10th time tonight, we should be good to go.
Okay. Third's a charm. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Thursday, April 18th, 2024. So permit me for a few housekeeping items. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals is being operated by a hybrid format under Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022. The public can join the meeting remotely by telephone 1-646-749-4669 3112, and access code 944-571-349, or by joining by computer by visiting https://global.gotomeeting.com/join/944-571-349. All supporting materials have been provided to the members of this body and are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, my name is Michael Marin, Chairman of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. Permit me to confirm that all of my board members are here that are participating in the meeting this evening. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Richard Cussy. Present. Lauren Chicolo.
Present.
Megan Roche.
Present.
Caitlin Bush. Ryan Garabedian.
Present.
Non-officials and employees participating, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Jesse Averka.
Here.
Land Use Coordinator, and Gary Allard. Here. Building Commissioner. Okay. Please note that each vote taken this evening will be conducted by a roll call vote. And note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Just a note to anyone that's participating in the audience this evening live, is anyone recording the meeting? Not seeing any in the affirmative. If there are applicants participating remotely, I ask them to state their name clearly and address as if they were participating in person. So we have 4 hearings this evening. Apologies for the late start and the challenges technically, but I think we're on track now. So our 6 p.m. applicant is a continuation. Applicant Nick Quality Worcester, requesting a special permit under section 3.2.2.1 of the Auburn zoning bylaw to construct a 2-family home on property located at 7 Maria Ave, Auburn, Mass. Map 11, parcel 145. The applicant is present. Sir, I apologize for the repetitive nature, but if you could state your name, sir, and if you could share with us what you brought before us in continuation of last meeting.
Joe Goodman, I'm just trying to get a special permit to build a 2-family dwelling on 7 Maria Ave. There was some concerns with, the height and being fitting in with the neighborhood. I've redesigned the plan to be a lower, a lower elevation to try to, push things along and get this project moving, that's all.
Thank you very much, sir. So any additional comments since last meeting before I open it up to the board members?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Before we get into the board, I just want to confirm if there's anyone participating remotely or in the audience this evening that's here as an abutter. All right, if you could approach the lectern, sir, and state your name and with your comments.
My name's Steve Messier. I live at 8 Maria Ave, across the street from this. My biggest question on it is trying to find the information for like the lot size, because when I go on the website and I bring up lot 11, which is what this is, it's from like 4 years ago at least. So trying to get information on that. I'm told that it should take about a year for it to update, but it's not. So it doesn't even have Joe's, after he bought the properties, I mean, he had to adjust it for the house to fit, and it doesn't show that. So it looks like you're trying to put the house on a small plot, which he isn't doing. So that's all I really have. I was just here more to hear what you guys had to say.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll add that inquiry to our, if I may. Mr. Allard, do you have any comments on, is that where he's looking for that, is that a town resource or a state resource? Do you know?
Well, it's a town resource and it's a state resource. It's supposed to be on the Registry of Deeds. The only thing that we have on this lot that is in question is Lot 2, which was proposed for a single-family foundation, which was approved. And that lot is 10,000 square feet. And he's seeking to approval to put a 2-family on that, but he has not, to anything that I have, shown any additional land added to this plan The land disturbance permit is for the 10,000 square foot lot. The conservation inquiry into that lot was on that 10,000 square foot lot. There's now the lot to the right of it that has been a lot of work done on it, a lot of things pushed down on it. There's stumps that are buried there. He has a requirement from DPW for a land disturbance permit, and conservation has, I believe, requested for a notice of intent, or at least flagging of the wetlands down there. And that, so that, as far as I know, is not included in this. It wasn't shown on this plan as being disturbed for that foundation. So that's as much as I...
Okay. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. If I can interrupt just for a second, as a matter of housekeeping as well. One of our board members, our chairman, Robert Tatro, isn't here this evening, so I'm going to bring forward our alternate for a full voting member this evening, without any objection. Ryan Garabedian. Okay. All right. I'm a big proponent of ladies first. I'm old-fashioned. Ms. Roach, if I can ask you to entertain any questions.
So, I mean, I think let's just cut to the chase. You applied for a permit for a single family and you have a foundation for a two-family. That's our biggest problem. What do you say to that?
Okay, so I don't understand why you don't have the paperwork for the, when I resubmitted the as-built to your office, I gave it to Jesse and/or the other lady, I'm not sure her name, in the office down the hall for when I updated, that shows the 30,000 square feet, which meets the zoning guidelines, and you know, it was re-A&R to his point. That was recorded November, right around the 11th. I can look up. Yeah, I mean, in the packets that I submitted that went to all of you has the updated plot plan right on it, which shows the as-built of the foundation certified by an engineer, and, you know, references the A&R plan, so it does have the correct square footage for what I'm doing, and yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to do something on something else. It meets the guidelines. I spoke to my lawyer. He stated that to y'all's thing about the special permit, but the way he saw your zoning bylaws is that it is a by dimensional right to be able to build a two-family. You require approval to do so. I did not read that part. I was unaware. It was oversight and mistake by me on that, which I had expressed previously, but it does meet all the dimensional requirements. It does meet the square footage requirements. The special permit is just more, as it was explained to me, is a formality to make sure that it is conducive to what y'all want to do. But dimensionally, it does meet all of the zoning requirements for a two-family in that zone, in that area, with, as long as it has more than 19,000 square feet, the 15-foot setbacks on the side, the 20-foot setback in the front, which it does meet all of it. In the package you received, it does state that it's in compliance with the zoning requirements for it, not the special permit, which was, again, an oversight, and that is a reiteration from the first meeting, that was an oversight. So.
Okay, I think I'll reserve for future.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Chacolo?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the applicant, to be sure I understand, you are tying up an additional lot with an additional square footage to meet the square footage required for a two-family?
That is partially, that's not correct. It is, but it isn't. And So what transpired is, originally I bought a 10,000 square foot lot. Then I bought an acre lot that's right next door, or actually, I think it was 51,000 square foot lot. I took 20,000 square feet of the 51,000 square foot lot, I added it to the 10,000 square foot lot to change the 10,000 to a 30,000 square foot lot, and then the remainder is still the
So
lot.
you've reduced the square footage of an additional lot.
I did, yes, sir. But the surveyor surveyed it, made an A&R plan, submitted it to the city, was approved, was signed by all of the members, was recorded in last November to the Worcester Registry of Deeds. I can pull up the timestamp and give it to you if you'd like. I have it on my
Do
phone.
you have a survey
Yes.
of what remains on the two lots? In other words, this is
Yes.
7 Maria Ave.
There's 7
But
and
it's
9.
7 Maria Ave with a little thing abutted and patched onto it. So you've got, so you're making the requirements of
That
a
is- that-
two-family.
and you-
Do you have a survey that now shows what you have for one lot and the next lot?
It was attached to the plans that I submitted to you. You should all have a copy of the plan. There's a 10,000 square foot lot, and a segment goes and takes another 20,000 from the back corner of the other lot.
You're saying that all of us have a copy of the plan.
It was submitted, the as-built, or
Is it a legal survey of the two lots?
it is a legal A&R survey that was approved by the Auburn Town Planning Board and signed off and recorded, yes.
You'll have to excuse me because I missed part of what you said, but is it a legal survey of the two lots that now exist because you added some in to meet the requirements?
Yes, it is a 100% legal survey. There's two separate lots that were changed. The lot line changed in the middle to add square footage from the bigger one to the smaller one to make them both a medium size.
So you,
And that was done by a licensed surveyor. That plan was submitted to the planning board. It was approved at a meeting similar to exactly like we're at currently. They signed off on the Mylar, which is a plastic plan. That was taken to the city, to the Registry of Deeds and recorded in for $155 to be, that was in November of last year. That should be on, to his point, that should be on the town website by now, but everything works at a slow pace, and it's not, apparently, according to, other people other than myself, but yes, it was done. You should have a copy of the as-built for the foundation in the packet that was given to you. It should be on the paperwork that you have right there.
Mr. Allard has no such copy.
I have no such copy. I have nothing in the documentations in the system. Could find nothing on the assessor's database that to support that. And I mentioned that at the last meeting, that we didn't have that, and we still don't have that now. Okay, that's all. I'm just going by what I have, what I researched, and this is all I have.
So in the submittal for
No, submittal for your two-family has this exact same plan.
the submittal for the special permit, that why we're here currently, the submittal for the special permit had the as-built on it.
The submittal is right here, the whole thing. Was from last week.
Is there a plot plan in your submittal?
Same one that's in my computer. Same one that shows a 10,000 square foot lot, lot 2, lot 3. I researched everywhere. I could not find anything other than this. And on the assessor's database, it shows it clearly marked out that it still shows it a 10,000 square foot lot. That's what's in question. I mentioned it last time. I mean, do you have a copy with you?
I do not have a copy. I mean, I live 5 minutes from here. I could go make a copy and bring it back to you. You have 3 other things. I could get it to you. I can go print it out right now. You know, I mean, you...
That's up to the board. I'm just saying that I'm going by what I have, what I
So-
researched. I researched this for a while before I
I
came
mean, if you
here.
look up the permit portal,
You want me to look up the permit?
if you look up if you look up through the permit portal on the as-built,
It's not there. I don't have an as-built in the portal. That's what I'm telling you.
I've submitted in the as-built.
It's not in the portal, and I mentioned that last meeting.
I did not
Okay.
catch that, I'm sorry.
All right, that's,
I'm
I can only give information that I have, and it would certainly seem foolish of you to be here without doing that, so we're just missing something that probably has been done, and that needs to be documented.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a term that may not be 100% correct, but the lot that you subdivided
Yes, sir.
now exists no more in the form it was,
That is correct.
as does 7 Maria Ave.
That is
Doesn't
also-
exist anymore in the form that it was.
That is exactly correct. Yes, it is. It
What
was-
I'm looking for is to physically hold and see a surveyed plan that shows that additional lot footage that you say you have and is required. But, because I'm going to have to go on your word, which is...
No, I don't want
Which
you-
is,
yeah, I
you
mean-
know, that's between two people, but the town of
Okay, no,
Auburn
I-
wants more than that.
I mean, okay. I know that I've submitted my as-built on this factor, but I can go get it right now and bring it back to you. We can continue the meeting. I don't know. I mean, it was recorded. I do have it. I did not catch that. I'm sorry. I obviously, I redesigned the plans. I brought it back, but so yes, I can go get it and bring it back.
When you refer to the statement that said it was all approved, who was it that you said approved it?
The planning board approved an A&R.
The Auburn Planning Board.
The Auburn Planning Board. Adam is the, I believe it's Adam, he's the lead guy. The plan was submitted to him. We went back and forth between him and my surveyor a couple of times. They wanted to add some notes to it, and then it was approved and recorded back in November of last year.
Next question. The fence that now exists there,
Yes,
is that your fence?
That is correct.
It's your fence?
Yes.
Just because that fence doesn't go all the way to the end, if I'm looking at that foundation, is there
Fence will-
land behind that that is yours?
I'm sorry? I didn't hear the last part, I'm sorry, I had bad hearing, some,
Understand that fully, believe me.
Yes, sir.
The fence,
yeah?
is there land behind that fence that you
There's
own?
about a foot behind the fence there's a foot on the backside, it's 8 inches to a
that-
foot, yeah, yeah, that's it, yes, sir.
Okay, this additional land is down the hill to the right.
Yeah, it's all down the hill to the right. The road runs into it, and it like pork chop, they call it a pork chop spot. It's actually the Blue House across the street. It's to the side of that, and all of the down area.
When you say the land runs into the road, or the
The road
road
run, if you were to drive your car, just like I believe
Yeah.
she had mentioned at the last meeting, if you were to drive your car straight off the cliff, you would land on the additional part of the
Is
lot.
there any part of that road that is not town-approved?
Any part of the road?
The road, I'm just saying because you go,
At the end of the road, the road dead ends, and then my lot begins, 9 Maria Ave, it runs into there. It just, the road just squares off. There's no bulb or, cul-de-sac or anything like that. It's just,
so that's all town-approved roads?
the road's been there forever. The town put it in, so I would assume it's all town-approved road. I mean, the frontage is on that road that's been there forever. I didn't, yeah.
Okay.
So you're asking me questions that I can't, that would be DPW.
It was just because you said your the road runs into your land, that
Yeah, well-
sparked the question for me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chacolo. Mr. Cussy?
Yeah, so we have buried stumps on this property?
Have stumps piled up on the backside of the lot, and there's mulch to the front of them. They're not buried, no. I mean, some of the stumps might have mulch, part of wood chips on top of them, but the stumps were placed at the end, and the, mulch was placed to hold the hill in front of them.
Also, so you want to put in this two-family and you're going to switch them to condos and sell them off separately?
Yes, sir, yeah. Well, so in the town of Auburn, or in most towns, that is how it is done. You don't have a duplex, you have a two-family or a multifamily, and then it's condoed or condexed. If it's 2 units, it's a condex. If it's multiple units, it's a condo. But
It's just such a residential neighborhood.
that's still residential. It's not non-residential. It is a residential use and a residential use.
Yeah, the whole thing, just the way it went down, I don't think it was great. I have no further questions right now.
Thank you, Mr. Cussy. Mr. Garabedian?
Just kind of going off of Mr. Cussy's question, forgive me for not understanding entirely, but when you're going to sell it off as condos, will you still own the underlying property, or are you going to sell that property off as well?
The other lot?
The property that the condos are on, will...
No, sir, no. It would be when typically, I mean, some people you could do that, yes, but typically it goes into, when you do a condo, you do an association doc, and then the association goes with the, however many units it is, and typically there's a master deed for the insurance, because you have to have insurance on the particular houses and on the land, and that's paid into and divided between the however many units that is in the condo association. In this, for instance, it would be a condex, which is just 2.
Through the chair to Jesse, don't special permits run with the owner and not the land, though?
Typically, they do. Yeah, that was something that came up in trying to research this. It's an odd situation, I guess.
That's all for my questions.
Thank you, Mr. Garabedian. Chair does have a couple of questions, but I want to give the board members an opportunity to flush out anything additional. Ms. Roach?
I do just want to comment that just a quick search at the Registry of Deeds does show that a plan was recorded on November 15th of 2023. I can't see the plan on my phone because I don't know, I'm not technologically advanced, but I can't actually see the plan. It does show that one was recorded, just so the board is aware. That would be the A&R plan that he talked about that he took to planning board. Obviously, if we don't have it, that doesn't change the fact that we need it, but I just wanted to say for the record that it does look like a plan has been recorded that I assume shows all of the square footage.
It shows all of the square footage on both, on 7 and 9, both lots.
Right, the ones you combine to get
Once you
to the square.
combine and reduced and whatever, yes, exactly, yes.
That's it, I just wanted to make that note that I did see it.
Thanks, Ms. Roach. And I'll just offer again to the board, any of the board members have any follow-up from their earlier line of questioning?
No further questions.
I have a question on the special permit. So like, when these properties sell, the special permit's gone, correct?
So, I asked my lawyer about this, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but you did touch on this last time, and the way that he said it was because it meets by rights with the dimensional requirements, and not saying that I do or whatever. If someone is to build something that that fits the by right requirements, then the special permit is just for the availability to be able to do it, not, it's legal to be done, but the special permit is just accepting that it's allowed to be created. Once it's created, then it's basically kind of grandfathered, I guess, at that point. That's how he didn't use that terminology grandfathered, but because it meets the dimensional requirements, that is what allows it to be transferable and be fine. But, you know, and I might be saying it chopped up, but that was the gist. So the land is not gonna be split into two. The land will stay as one, the unit will be split into two and then sold as condos. But there is a master deed that holds it as one condex. That's the legal terminology of how it works.
And there'd be separate taxes on each?
You would have separate sewer, water, taxes on each, yeah. The land, I mean, so, that is a good question. I assume it's separate taxes on each. It could be a single tax bill that is split between the two parties on the condo agreement. I don't know, that would be more your assessing. I know in Worcester, if you do it, it's two separate tax bills. In Auburn, I don't know how they would do it, but I would assume it would be two separate tax, it would be three actually. You'd have each unit and then the land. But I know the water and sewer would be separate bills because you have a water meter in for each unit, which was already asked for and approved and what was desired from the water department and the sewer as well.
I still have issue with the two families living on 10,000 square feet. The other land is just, added to it, but it's not
No.
utilized. So basically, you got two families living on 10,000 square feet, and it's cramming it in there to me. I'm good.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cussy. So just a point of clarification, in some of the discussion that took place earlier, was it in good faith sharing that a resubmitted plot survey was submitted? Sounds like the town doesn't have it. That needs to be cleared up.
Yep,
And
cleared up for tomorrow.
okay, so that yes.
Yeah,
I'm not, and I'm not asking you.
And I trust me, if I would have, I don't want to have to come here. I want everything to straighten up. I want
I tell
everything.
you, I am a person that trusts, but I trust but verify.
No, you have to be.
I understand, I'm not asking you to defend it again. I just wanted to confirm that that's the position currently, that there is, that you've submitted, that's something that we can clear up
It has to
with
be
a little bit of
resubmitted
effort.
because it's not, if the powers that be don't have it and need
Okay,
it.
so that's something that can be cleared up.
Has to be clear.
Okay, so before us, I think what the board is just struggling with is to understand what this is, right? So, and what you're asking for. I will share, just for my own understanding of it. I've heard you describe, sir, that the special permit, albeit is a formality. I would take issue with that and suggest that it's more than a formality. I understand what you're saying. I'm not asking you for, I didn't ask a question. I want to share that it's not academic. It's not an academic exercise. And the reason why I say that clearly is because one of the things that this board is charged to assess is not only if it can fit, but should it fit? And does it meet, what should be there? It's one of the things within our scope to view. So I won't carry this forward. Succinctly, you, sir, have a couple of options. You can request a continuance and submit the paperwork that's lacking at this point, or quite frankly, you can ask the board for a vote this evening.
So to start with your first thing, I wasn't trying to belittle anything or make it in that facet. That wasn't what I was saying. I was just saying that it met the dimensional requirements.
I respect that. I respect that, and I'm not asking you to defend.
I totally get your point.
I will tell you, I think one of the angst that the board has with this application, to be quite honest, is that, I think we all understood this as it started out as the intent of a single family, and that classically is a single-family neighborhood. And so now, what we're looking at, and I said it last meeting, and I'll go on record with it again, is that in my view, this is a case of asking for forgiveness instead of permission, because you've got an existing two-family foundation fully installed in that lot, and you're asking us to academically just get this done for you. And I don't know that there's a great deal of comfort for that right now. So again, I think you have two options in front of you. You can ask for a continuance so that you can submit paperwork, or you could certainly ask the board to take a vote this evening.
So I'll ask to continue it, because if you don't have the paperwork, yes, I would rather you have the paperwork, because I don't think that I think it's a negative if you don't, so.
And for that, and I outline those options for a reason, because I want in fairness for you to know what, what your options are, to give you every opportunity to be successful. Okay. All right, so for the board members, if there's no additional comment, the applicant has requested a continuance to submit further paperwork. So is there a motion on the request?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
A motion to accept continuance?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cussy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chacolo. So, Mr. Cussy, how do you vote
Approve.
on the continuance? Mr. Chacolo? How do you vote on the acceptance of the continuance?
Approve.
Mr. Garabedian?
Approve.
Ms. Roche?
Approve.
And the chair approves. So we are in continued. I wish you success in submitting the paperwork, and we can carry this forward in the next meeting.
What is that date, sir?
May 16th through the chair.
Thank you very much. May 16th, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right, and thank you for your indulgence and your patience this evening with our issues. All right. Very good. We still thankfully have some folks that are sticking with us in the room, so we'll move on quickly to our next applicant. This is not meant to be cheeky, but it is by rule that I announced that this was a 6:10 p.m. applicant. The 6:05 applicant. I was trying to catch up a little bit of time. Thank you, Ms. Rose. The 6:05 p.m. applicant, Dennis Sneed, excuse my pronunciation if that's incorrect, requesting a special permit under section 9.3.12 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an accessory apartment located at 35 Coolidge Street, map 57, parcel 136. Is the applicant present? Is the applicant present? Is the applicant present online? Okay, not seeing any.
I do want to, if we can, address John M. I think you guys can see that.
Yes.
He just said, and I don't know if Gary might be aware of this, the builder for 7 Maria had a cement truck pouring cement on April 1st in the AM. He's wondering if there was a stop work order on that property. And I don't believe that there was.
7 Maria?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to respond to Joe, or respond to John. and tell
Okay,
him
thank you for that. I did ask any abutters, was that?
Yeah,
was
it's
that an
tough
abutter
when
question?
they text in, you know.
Okay, no, very
He
good. All right,
wasn't,
I'm glad you brought that back in. Okay, very good. So I'm not seeing the 6:05 applicant present. And we have an open,
Mr. Chairman, there was a family here.
there was.
That did leave because of, I'm sure that they had other issues, but after waiting for 50 minutes, they left.
I agree with you, Mr. Chacolo.
I don't know if that's the same.
No, yeah, I don't know if that was
We have a
them.
gentleman trying to,
The family of 4 was here on my behalf.
Okay, so it wasn't them. Thank you, sir, for clarifying that. So the 6:05 applicant is a no-show?
I still make a motion through the chair to continue for 1 week, in case they were online, in case there was issues. I think we got to give a chance to let them come to the next meeting.
I think that's an excellent point.
Or if they show up tonight at the end,
Agree.
they should
No,
be able to
very
move
true.
to the end of the agenda.
So I'll take a motion to open the hearing, and then we can take a motion to continue.
Sure, I'll motion to open the 6:05 hearing.
Is there a second? Thank you. Ms. Roche, how do you vote?
Open.
Ms. Chacolo?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Open.
Ms. Garabedian?
Open.
Okay, so can I have a motion to approve continuance?
Sure, I'll make a motion to continue the 6:05 hearing to either later tonight in the agenda, if they show up, or to the next meeting on May 16th.
I'll second.
Very good. The motion's been made and second. Ms. Roche?
I approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy? Okay, so we are continued for the 6:05. Okay, so the next hearing, our 6:10 PM applicant, Donald Bolkin, and again, apologies for the pronunciation, requesting a special permit under section 3.9.1.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a home occupation located at 4 Simon Street, map 32, parcel 33. Is the applicant present?
Yes, I am.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. Before I take your name, is there a motion to open the hearing?
Motion to open the hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chacolo. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
And Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And the chair approves. All right, thank you, sir. So if you could state your name for the record and tell us what you'd like to accomplish?
Sure, my name's Donald Bolkin. I reside at 4 Simon Street in Auburn. I was just wondering, getting a permit for a small in-home business in which I would like to be selling some custom wood carvings online.
Very good. Any other details before I open it up to the board?
No, it's pretty small and
All right.
easygoing, I guess, so.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for your patience this evening, sir.
No problem, appreciate it.
Thank you. So I'll go ahead and open it up to the board. Ms. Roche?
I don't have really any questions. I mean, you're pretty clear in your brief. They're going to be small signs. You're not going to be selling them out of the house. You're going to be selling them online. If people are picking them up, will they come to your house to pick them up? or-
No, I would probably meet them just somewhere in town if possible, but yeah, I don't really want any customers coming to the house now.
And do you plan on putting a sign outside of your house or doing?
Nope, just online.
No pun intended on the sign. Okay, I'm good.
Thank you, Ms. Roche. Mr. Cussy?
Your materials, you're going to pick them up yourself?
I am, yes. I'm going to pick them up myself, yes. Yeah, Home Depot or something like that, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Cussy. Mr. Chacolo?
I have no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chacolo. Mr. Garabedian?
Just a quick question. I see you're looking at putting a work table in the center there. Any of your tools, will it need upgrades to your electrical panel, or is it just all regular standard plugs?
Yeah, regular, small handhelds.
Perfect. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. Through the chair, with the chair, I just had a follow-up question. Is there any additional, are there any work planned? I'm assuming no changes in footprint to the home, but any additional work for the workspace that you're working with?
Nope, not at all.
Well, I don't have any other questions for this applicant. Around the board again? Any additional questions?
No, just through the chair, like we always say, thank you for coming and asking for the permit instead of just doing it out of your, and not telling us, so.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know we're behind, so I want to be quick.
No, but
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Ms. Roche. I mean, it's certainly admirable. Viewed your property, it's a really beautiful piece of property.
Thank you.
And so, okay, very good. Any abutters for this applicant, either present here or online? Any abutters speaking on behalf of this applicant? Looks like caller 3 came off mute, no? Okay, I won't hold us. No additional comment. Can I have a motion to close the public portion of the hearing?
Motion to close the public.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, excuse me, Mr. Chacolo. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chacolo, how do you vote?
Approve.
Ms. Cussy?
Approve.
Ms. Roche?
Close.
Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
And the chair approves. Okay, so is there a motion for the 610 applicant requesting a special permit under section 3912 for home occupation at 4 Simon Street?
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve with standard conditions.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Chacolo. Ms. Roche? Ms. Roche, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Cussy?
Approve.
Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
And the chair approves. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you very much for being here, and thanks for your patience this
I
evening.
appreciate your time. No problem.
Appreciate yours this evening. Thanks for coming forward. Good evening. Thank you for your patience. Okay. And perhaps the most patient of all, our 615 applicant, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A., care of Bowler, requesting a special permit under section 3.2.5.11 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for an aquifer permit located at 368 Southbridge Street, map 33, parcel 81. Is the applicant present? The applicant's approached the lectern, so if I can make I have a motion to open the hearing.
Motion open?
So this
Thank you,
actually
Mr.
has a
Second.
different
Ms.
presentation.
Cussy, how do you vote?
Yeah. Do you-
Mr.
should it
Garabedian?
just approve?
Mr. Colo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And the chair approves to open. Can we just give them a second to get set up?
Showing up.
This right here, so you can see this. We can't hold it from. But I can't get my bearings on. Are they taking that down? It's huge. Or is this gonna be just in the parking lot? I can't, I'm not.
I know, I had the same question. Larry and I looked at it twice.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. Attorney Todd Broder here from Fletcher Tilton here on behalf of the applicant, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, which I'm just going to go with Chase Bank for the rest of the night, if that's okay. Nick Dewhurst here from Bowler Engineering is a civil engineer on the project. We pulled up a little bit of a visual on your screen just to give you an overview of the entire site that we're talking about, and then we'll break it down into the lease parcel that we're really dealing with. So as you read, this is 368 Southbridge Street, the Shaws, what used to be the Bed Bath & Beyond, what was in my day as a kid Service Merchandise. I mean, I'm sure it's been other things, but I'm sure you know the parcel. The reason we pulled this up on the screen is to show you this whole acreage is 6.23 acres. It's the big site to the right-hand side on the plan. There is a smaller site where the Bank of America is currently. That's separately owned, separate ownership, not under control of this particular owner. So, you know, we're here on behalf of Chase. They are looking to do an infill development project on the front portion of the site. And I'm not very technical, so Nick, can you just get us to the next slide that shows our little leased area? Yeah, so that should do the trick. But essentially, Chase is ground leasing the area around the branch that they would be redeveloping. So what you see on the plan, because sort of the middle of the plan with the Chase Bank and the landscape areas in there is all proposed to be new. As you know, right now, it's 100% impervious. And the reason that we're here tonight is for rendering more than 15% impervious in the Aquifer 2. This leased area is 100% impervious. After the improvements you see on the plan, it will reduce to about 70% impervious, so a pretty big improvement in this area. We don't control the rest of the site. Maybe someday there'll be some further action to get some other greenscape out there, but at least for a portion of what we're proposing tonight, we are putting a reasonable amount of vegetation out there. And this is, ground-up construction, redo of all the parking and the utilities in that area that need to be reworked to put this particular branch in. It's a small-ish branch. They're not building them as big as they used to. Most of the branches are on the smaller side now. This one's just over 3,300 square feet. It does include a drive-through ATM only. It's purposely set up that way. It's not a full-service drive-through. We are at Planning Board going through site plan approval and a special permit with them. This is in the Drury Square Village District, so any kind of drive-through type operation needs to go through a special permit process with Planning Board. This obviously is a bank. This isn't a fast food restaurant or other restaurants which aren't allowed to have drive-throughs at all in that district. So, what we'd be doing overall in terms of impact is taking about 33 spaces away from the bigger parcel and turning them into the project that's in front of you. But what remains is still well in excess of what is required under the zoning for parking. 330 spaces right now would be reduced to 297 still there, where 183 are what are required for the parcel, including this development here. So Nick's got some details on, site design, and we can drill down on as much of that as you want. We've submitted a drainage report to planning. We're going through the land disturbance permit process as well. I'm happy to turn it over to Nick. If you have absolutely no questions and you want to just move on, we're happy to do that. But I think you may want to hear from Nick, so I'll leave it to you. But Nick's here to explain a little more if you want.
Thank you, Todd. Again, for the record, Nick Dewhurst with Bowler, civil engineer on the project. I think Todd hit on mostly everything, so I'll keep it relatively brief, maybe just walk you through the site. As he mentioned, it's about a 3,300 square foot building. One thing that I do want to point out is really what drives the location of this building is there is a 10-foot maximum building setback from Southbridge Street as part of the overlay zoning requirements. So that's sort of why the building is located, in relatively close proximity to Southbridge Street as it is. We are providing that drive-through ATM at the rear of the building. In addition, we are providing a full adjacent bypass lane immediately next to that drive-through lane. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, but over here we are providing a fully screened trash enclosure. It's going to be screened by CMU block wall, along with there's arborvitaes that surround it as well. We did provide in our filing with the planning board a pretty robust lighting and landscaping design to help sort of enhance the general Chase premises. We're making some relatively significant stormwater improvements out here. Again, as Todd mentioned, we're working through the details of that with DPW, as well as when we further the review process from a peer review standpoint as part of the planning board process, we'll certainly address those comments as they come up as well. So I don't think I have anything else to add, but if you have any questions or you want me to elaborate on anything else from a technical standpoint, I'm happy to.
Thank you very much. Thank you both. So I'll go ahead and open it to the board, and then we'll see if there are any abutters. Ms. Roach?
So I guess just a couple things, and I hope I'm not the only one on the board that had this question, because at first I couldn't get my bearings on exactly where the building was on the site. So the building that we now know as Shaw's and Bed Bath & Beyond is remaining untouched.
Correct.
That is staying there. And behind your building, you're going to put some greenery and some curb that's essentially going to cut that parking lot in half instead of it being this ginormous long parking lot.
Yeah, and what we've heard a lot of is it's sort of a free-for-all out there today.
It is,
So we see this as an improvement. It will sort of delineate the drive aisles a bit better and hopefully kind of channel people in the areas they should be going.
Correct. And the curb cut is right here.
Yep. Yeah, it's essentially in the same spot that it exists today. It's certainly going to be an improvement. We're kind of cleaning it up and delineating it a bit better, and we're actually, we've already filed with Mass DOT, so that process is underway.
And that's going to be in and out?
Correct, yep, full two-way.
Okay.
Yep.
And will there be any, it is kind of odd that Bank of America is like this, kind of like just sitting right next. Is there going to be any break in that, or you could still leave here, leave the drive-through, and drive over and park at BOA?
That's correct. That's currently what
Just
we're
trying to get the picture.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we're really here to sort of opine on the drive-through. We're not really, I just wanted to understand the whole site, but, okay, nothing else from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Garabedian?
Yeah, just a quick question. So I was recently a high schooler, like 5 years ago at the high school, and on town election day, they would funnel us actually over to the parking lot over there. Would that still be something that happens, or you might not have known that, but? Yeah, I assume a lot of that stuff takes place off of banking business hours, so I'm sure Chase would be comfortable with allowing parking for uses like that. We heard the same thing at the planning board meeting for games and stuff like that, so we are aware that is potentially the case here, so. That's the only question I have.
Thank you. Mr. Chacolo?
It's strange, but that's, Mr. Garabedian asked the question that I was having Mr. Cussy help me with here on the plan. I was concerned about that, too.
Very good.
All set.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cussy?
Yeah, it's an improvement to the area. You know, they're gonna, the drainage is gonna be huge. It'll go out to graves, obviously, right?
Yep, yeah, we're expecting a review letter.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get some good drainage in there, it's gonna be a nice, neat-looking building. I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. I just have one, and it goes, I think, following Ms. Roach's question. So the existing buildings there now are not being touched?
Nope, not at all.
So this is an addition to?
Correct, yep.
On the lot, in proximity to the front of it, cleaning up that space there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I just made the assumption that you were taking over. What I was trying to wrestle with was, that's an awfully big bank if they're putting it into that Bed Bath & Beyond, and are the corporate offices now going? Okay.
Yeah, banks are going the other way.
Yeah,
not,
right.
Yeah, smaller, not bigger, so.
Very good.
I'm
Very
sorry,
good.
just one more question through the chair. Did you say you're leasing this? You didn't buy this?
No, correct.
You're leasing it from-
Chase will be leasing yes, yep.
All right, very good. Just for the board's thought, they had mentioned that they are putting in, and you had shared the comment of opining the drive-through. So the drive-through is ATM only, it's not a live drive-through.
Correct.
And that, from what Bank of America has, and that I believe conforms to what the Drury Square redo of the bylaws asked for, correct?
I believe they have to go through
They
planning.
still,
They still have to go through planning board
yeah.
for the approval
And they
for
still
it.
need a special permit
but-
from us.
right.
Because it's in the Drury Square
Okay.
district. But yes, I think the overall hope was to not allow restaurant drive-through, things like that.
Right.
More like this kind of
Right.
drive-through, I guess.
But that was the comment,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
very
there'll be
good.
a lot less traffic
Yeah.
with this than like a restaurant or something.
Answer the chairman's comment. So we go through the process, of course, to talk to DCG and Caleb when he was around, and Adam Menard. And the bylaw's a little quirky in the Drury Square district. Financial services are by right uses, just, pursuant to site plan. Drive-throughs typically are otherwise prohibited, but there's this provision that then says you gotta go to the table of uses, the regular table of uses, not the specific new district that was created. And when you go back to the table, it says special permit through planning board for any type of drive-through. So we're in front of planning board for a drive-through ATM only, no intention to do a full-service drive-through. We do believe that the special permit for the rendering more than 15% in the aquifer is the only ZBA permit that we need.
Perfect sense. Thank you for articulating that.
Sure.
No, that makes perfect sense. Thank you very much. Okay. Any additional questions from the board? I'm sorry, okay, no problem. I just didn't want to ignore you, and I didn't know if you were gesturing.
I'm good.
Okay, all right, very good. All right. Any abutters, I'm not seeing here present, but any abutters online that'd like to speak on this application? Looks like we have Jack, and then we have caller 3.
Jack's actually
you
with
can see
Bowler,
it up
so.
there.
Excellent.
Yeah, it should be okay.
Okay. So we're good. All right. So I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion of the hearing.
Motion to close the public portion.
Your second?
Second?
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo? Approve. And the chair approves. Okay, so is there a motion on the, on the 615 applicant, J.P. Morgan Chase, are requesting a special permit under 32511 of the zoning zone bylaws for an aquifer permit located at 368 Southbridge Street?
I'll make a motion to grant. And condition?
Thank you, Ms. Cussy. Second. So, Ms. Cussy, how do you vote?
Approve?
Ms. Garabedian?
Approve.
Mr. Chacolo?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And the chair approves. Gentlemen, thank you for your patience this evening.
No problem.
Not by intention, but I think this was not the only time that you've been slotted later in the evening, and
It's okay, it's only 7:47. This is like an early night for me, so
well,
it's okay.
that's very generous, but thank you for your thoughtful comments and your explanation, helping us understand. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that completes the hearing portions of our meeting. Pardon? We have,
I have news that you might like. The minutes are not prepared, so we're not doing that tonight.
so we do have to, so I'll take a motion to close the hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Motion, Mr. Chacolo? And second, Mr. Chacolo, how do you vote?
Approve.
Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Mr. Garabedian?
Approve.
Ms. Roach?
Approve.
And the chair approves. So we are closed and we are finished with the hearing portion of our meeting. And so, now with your comments, Jesse, there was one clerical, academic, housekeeping item for minutes this evening?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
And minutes are not ready?
They're not ready. I'll have, so we actually have to do the January set as well, which I had forgotten to throw onto that crazy March hearing. So I'll have both sets ready for the next meeting, and then we're still within the, however the open meeting law defines it, within a reasonable amount of time. We're still within that window, so we'll just have to go through a couple of sets at the next meeting.
That's fine. No, that's fine. It'll be on the agenda for next meeting. Thanks for keeping us on track with all of those. So we have no housekeeping items this evening, so I will take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
And second, Ms. Roach?
Adjourn.
You, okay, Ms. Cussy? How do you vote? Mr. Chacolo? Approve. Mr. Garabedian?
Approve.
And the chair approves. We are adjourned.